This is one of my most extreme furniture makeovers yet. I was given this set of nightstands from a neighbor on my local Buy Nothing group. They have water damage on the particle board top. They have some scratches on the sides, but the drawers function perfect, and structurally they're in pretty good shape. Since I didn't pay anything for them, I decided this would be a great opportunity to try to do some of the fun techniques that I've been wanting to try for a while. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to square off the base. I'm taking some painter's tape and I'm going to put it across, lining it up with the decorative cutouts so that I can remove them and just give it a little bit more of a square modern look. So I'm lining it up with the very top of that middle curve and then putting it straight across so that I can cut off just those little curvy bits. As soon as I have this piece in place, then I'm going to square the two sides and give them a little bit of an angle by putting little pieces of tape here to guide my jigsaw. Now, I didn't get all technical and mathematical and measure my angles. I'm really just doing it, kind of eyeballing it and lining up the tape with the two edges of the tape. So fingers crossed that it turns out looking good. And I figure, if I screw it up, I can always just cut a little bit more, or I can try to build a base. That's something else that I haven't done yet. So now I put on my protective eyewear and I have my jigsaw and I'm doing the first cuts. And so far, so good. It's cutting through it really easily. Cutting right to the edge of the tape on both sides there so I can square off the edges. And then I'm just going to take my jigsaw and cut right straight across the top there to get rid of those decorative pieces. You have to laugh. I have a mask on for dust, I have protective eyewear, and then I'm wearing flip-flops. So do as I say, not as I do when it comes to your protective wear and safety. This actually, I'm surprised at how easy this cuts through this product. Trying to get the right angle here so I don't put my butt in the camera. Good thing the jigsaw's nice and light. You can see the pieces there falling to the ground. And here we go. So there's the difference. There's one that has the curvy bits, and here's one that's angled off. Now it's time to sand. And for these, I'm not worried about sanding off the old finish because I know I'm going to paint them. So my goal here is to scuff sand the entire piece and to also sand down any of the swollen areas of particle board. When you're dealing with particle board and it has this type of water damage, you want to make sure that you sand it down till it is completely smooth with the rest of the surface of the top. And I want to go through the different grits. So I'm using an 80 grit sand net right now, and then I'm going to come back over it with a 120 and eventually a 220 piece of sandpaper. The 80 grit leaves the particle board pretty rough and open, but by the time I do the 120 and the 220, it will have smoothed down some of the rougher edges, which will make it less likely to absorb the products that I'm going to put on top and cause further water damage. Once I have both nightstands sanded down, I'm going to apply a thin layer of shellac to the tops of them. This is to help seal that particle board and prevent any of the liquids from getting in it and hopefully hide the damage. I don't know that this is necessary because I'm also applying a shellac-based primer, but since I had some in my garage, I figured it couldn't hurt. This is a product by Zinsser. It is shellac based. It does have a strong smell, so I always make sure that I'm doing it outside and that I'm wearing a mask when I'm doing it. I'm applying my first coat of the primer just with an old paint brush. I want to get it on there. I want to get a nice thin but solid coat. And then when this coat dries, I will go in and do a little bit of sanding to smooth it out. And then I will apply a second coat of the shellac primer with a roller so it goes on nice and smooth and I won't have the brush marks that will come through when I apply my paint. Now that everything has been primed and gently sanded, I'm applying a first coat of paint. I am using some leftover paint that I had from a previous project for my first coat. I like to use Wise Owl 1 Hour Enamel, and it's not cheap. So when I have a little bit left over in a similar color, sometimes I'll use that as the first base coat of paint and then apply the final color as the second and typically third coats of paint. When I'm going from dark to light like this, I almost always have to use at least 3 coats of whatever paint that I'm using. I decided to add decorative trim to the fronts of the drawers, so I'm using my miter saw for the first time. And what I did is once I measured the first piece, I applied a piece of tape on the right side of my saw where I could line up the trim and cut it, getting the exact same size each time. This is the first time I've used my miter saw, so this was really fun. I picked it up used on Facebook Marketplace. So in addition to cutting the pieces of trim, I also cut these 2 little spacers that will help me make sure that I get each piece put on perfectly even. Now this is a man-made kind of plastic material, so in addition to cutting it, I'm just kind of sanding down the edges to make sure that they're nice and smooth before I glue them onto the drawer fronts. So this is where I screwed up. You can see me putting it on with Titebond wood glue, but I found out that this wood glue did not work because I'm putting a man-made plastic product onto a painted surface. So I'm really not gluing wood to wood, and these were not on there as strong as I wanted them to be. So I ended up having to take them off and redo them with liquid nails. I used the same process though, and I forgot to record using the liquid nails, so that's why I'm showing you this. I used the spacers. I would line each one up with the top of the drawer, and I kept the other drawer close by just to make sure that they looked good together. Once I had all of the pieces on, then what I would do is get a piece of flat wood. I'd put it across the top of the drawer, put weights on top of that, and let it sit so that the glue could dry thoroughly overnight. These are looking so good. I can't wait to see the finished project. Now, I covered up the old hardware holes, so I purchased some new pulls that will go on the top of the drawers. And I didn't care for the color, so I'm adding some rub and buff to make them a little bit more gold. And this, you just put a little on cloth, rub it on, and it dries. And that's where I had a tripod fail. All right, so now I'm going to spray on my last coat of paint so I get a super smooth finish. I'm using the color Cashmere by Wise Owl. It's their 1 Hour Enamel, and I'm using it both for these nightstands and for the cute little French provincial dresser and nightstand that you can see off to the side there. This is a really lovely white. It's a true white, but it doesn't have the bluish undertones that some whites have. It's nice and warm. The other advantage to doing your final coat of paint using a sprayer is that this gets into all of the little areas where I applied that trim to the front of the drawers, so I won't have any gaps between the trim and the front of the drawers. It will also help hold it on place, even though I have pulled on all of them to make sure that none of them come off and they are on there nice and tight. Final step, put on the drawer pulls. Here's what they look like. And here's what they look like now. I can't believe it. They look like a completely different set of furniture. I am really happy with the way that these turned out, and I hope that they find a new home and make somebody very happy for many years to come. If you enjoy furniture flipping and you enjoy watching these types of videos or learning along with me, please subscribe and give me a like and a share. It really helps me out, and it also just makes me feel good. So thanks for watching my video. I look forward to seeing you next time.